Last June, ASUS Philippines invited a few of us tech media partners to cover Computex 2024 in Taipei. One of the highlights of that coverage is to get a glimpse of the newly announced ASUS Vivobook S15 S5507 CoPilot PC. There were two reasons why I wanted to look into the Vivobook S15. First, it's one of the first laptops powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite processor, and it also happens to be ASUS' first CoPilot PC offering AI experiences across productivity, creativity, search, and communications. In this video, we will share our experience with the ASUS Vivobook S15 S5507. Before we continue, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell for new content. We normally review the more premium ZenBook line in the past, and honestly, we were less interested with any Vivobooks offered during those times. Nowadays, with better design and premium features, the newer Vivobooks look more compelling to buy. At first glance, the ASUS Vivobook S15 S5507 looked like one of those current ZenBooks. It has an all-metal body design, and it was made of materials that passed the military-grade standards for durability. There's absolutely no need to worry in case you accidentally drop the Vivobook on the ground or splash it with water. At 1.4 kilograms and 14.7 millimeters thin, this notebook PC is very easy to carry. So far, it's only available in cold silver color. There are two ports available in the Vivobook S15 S5507. Found on the left side are the HDMI 2.1 port, two USB Type-C ports, microSD card reader, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the other side are two USB 8 ports. We all know the Vivobook line is not a gaming laptop, so we have no idea why ASUS included RGB backlighting to its keyboard. We think the silver-colored keyboard does not complement the colored backlight, making it hard for the user to see the proper keys. We'd rather turn them off to avoid these distracting contrasting colors. Speaking of the keyboard, typing on the Vivobook was stellar and offered good feedback. I was surprised it squeezed in a number pad on the right. It's nice to have, but it might take time to adjust considering the small size of the notebook. I ended up using the number row more rather than the number pad. Trackpad is responsive, and thank goodness they didn't include the touchpad calculator, which I think is more of a novelty rather than being useful. I'm quite partial to ASUS' superb displays on their laptops, and the Vivobook S15 S5507 made it even more admirable. It comes with a 15.6-inch OLED display with a resolution of 2880 by 1620, 120Hz refresh rate, and 89% screen-to-body ratio. Thin bezels surround the display, giving the user more screen real estate. They were still able to include a webcam on top with a privacy shield that slides to open or close. The vibrant display is delightful to look at and not painful to my eyes after hours of use. Speakers of the S15 S5507 were tuned by Harman Kardon, and they sounded great. Not groundbreaking, but we appreciate its clear sound whenever we were not using our headphones. As we mentioned at the start of the video, the ASUS Vivobook S15 S5507 is one of the first notebooks powered by a 3.4 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite processor with Adreno GPU. Qualcomm has been making processors for smartphones and PDAs for a long time, and honestly, we never thought we'll see these powerful notebook computers. Its storage consists of 1TB SSD and 16 gigs of memory. We conducted some benchmark tests on the Vivobook S5507. Please take note that some of these results may not be accurate since the softwares we use are mostly built for Windows x86 architecture. We use the ASUS Vivobook S15 S5507 as a daily driver, mostly for work and sometimes for leisure. I had a very pleasant time using the notebook as it didn't experience any hiccups for all my usual office tasks. The heaviest task I worked on the laptop was editing a video using DaVinci Resolve, and it worked flawlessly. We were initially excited to try out some of the popular games, with the Vivobook S15. The very first game I installed was Overwatch 2, and I was quite disappointed with my experience. The game started occasionally, and the glitches just caused me more frustration. I also installed Counter-Strike Go, thinking it should be more playable. Unfortunately, I still encountered frame drops and glitches that resulted my team to kick me out. How embarrassing. The reason for this is because the Windows OS apps we use daily were designed for the x86 architecture. While it was already announced that most of the commonly used Windows apps can also run on ARM-powered notebooks, like the ASUS S15 S5507, the reality is some of these apps still tend to be slow, or worse, crash. Hopefully, this issue will be eventually fixed. With the new Snapdragon chipset on the ASUS Vivobook laptop, alongside the Microsoft AI tools integrated with the Windows 11 operating system, the Vivobook S15 S5507 comes with CoPilot Plus PC that brings you the AI experience with enhanced security, speed, and personalization. ASUS and Microsoft's idea is to bring computing to the next level, similar to what users of PCs back with DOS, or which means this operating system, and computers with GUIs in the 80s and 90s. ASUS has also developed several AI apps that can utilize the Snapdragon NPU. These include the StoryCube app, which uses AI to organize multimedia, adaptive dimming and lock for security and privacy, and AI noise cancellation for clear communication. We will have a separate video discussing all the new AI capabilities of the ASUS Vivobook S15 S5507 to provide an in-depth look at these AI features. Another major expectation of the Qualcomm Snapdragon Elite-powered ASUS Vivobook S15 is its long battery life. ASUS claims the S15 can reach up to 18 hours of continuous usage thanks to its large 70 watt-per-hour lithium-ion battery. We couldn't prove that during our evaluation period, but we were very certain that it lasts longer than our other laptops in our office. I had no worries of just closing the lid of the Vivobook and opening it again after a few hours to work. I noticed the battery meter drains slower, which means I'll have less anxiety of looking for a power outlet to charge. I didn't even have to bring the power brick since I was that confident of being able to survive without it for the whole day. Of course, battery life might be quicker to drain if you're doing a lot of video editing or other similar heavy tasks. But if your usage revolves around typing emails and documents or conducting video conference calls, most likely you will survive on a single charge. The ASUS Vivobook S15 S5507 is a promising notebook to have in the future thanks to its powerful processor and long battery life. Despite the claims of Qualcomm that most of the Windows x86 programs will work with a new processor, our experience tells us to hold on for a while and wait for newer updates. The SRP of $84,995 might be too high for your budget, but if you know your apps are already compatible and badly need a long battery life, then go ahead and purchase the Vivobook S15 S5507